What is anchor text? Anchor text refers to the clickable words used to link one web page to another. The color of text is usually blue as it's an actual hyperlink. However, the text can be whatever color the website owner chooses, and sometimes it's dependent on what theme they are using. If we go back to that example of the link we had for Level Finish, you will see in this scenario, the anchor text is our brand name, Level Finish, as that's the actual clickable text, not the words before or after. It's simply Level Finish. So why is anchor text important? SEO best practices dictate that anchor text should be relevant to the page you're linking to rather than generic. Google can actually read this anchor text and they take it into consideration when ranking a website. For example, if you link to a website with the anchor text blue hat, Google is going to assume the page you're linking to has some relation to blue hats. As you can imagine, there are different types of anchor text you can use when linking to a web page. If we took our carpet insulation page as an example, we could link to this page using 5 different anchors in total. The first would be an exact match anchor, where we reference the exact keyword we are targeting, so carpet insulation Richmond, Virginia. These are super powerful as there's no doubt as to what the page is going to be about if we link with an exact match anchor. However, these aren't the most natural, so you want to avoid using them frequently. In fact, Google has actually clamped down on these a lot in recent years due to people trying to manipulate the algorithm. The second type of anchor would be partial match, so carpet insulation service by Level Finish. This is classified as partial match as it only has parts of our main keyword in it, which is carpet insulation. There's no mention of Richmond, for example. These are more natural and as a result are more safer to use. However, as with most link building campaigns, it's hard to control what anchor text people will use when linking to our sites. It's more a case of if you find you're getting too many of any type, you want to try your best to mix things up and explore other anchor types. The third type is what we call branded. This is the type we saw in the example link for Level Finish. This is when a website will link to you using your brand name as an anchor text. Branded anchors are great for increasing your brand presence online. They're also super safe as you can't get penalized by Google for having too many links to your site with the anchor text being your brand name. Just take Amazon, for example. The majority of people who link to Amazon online will link to them saying Amazon, which as we know is a branded type of anchor. The fourth type of anchor is what we call a naked URL. This one is quite self-explanatory and is essentially when a website will link to your website and it will use the whole URL as the anchor text. So they will literally go into the content and paste in your URL, and then they will make the whole URL an anchor text. The last type of anchor text is what we call miscellaneous. This is when a website will link to your site using generic text such as read more, click here. That is essentially the 5 different types of anchor text you can use when linking out to another website. What anchor types does your website need? I get asked this question almost every single day, and I hate to say it, but there is no perfect ratio. Simply put, it's best practice to have a variation of them all. You can use SEMrush and look at all the anchor text your competition are using. However, I wouldn't recommend it as it gets messy very quickly. As a result, it's best to keep things natural and build all types of anchor text. I've seen websites at the top of Google with just exact match anchors. And I've also seen websites at the top of Google with just branded anchors. I guess Google has a different range of lenience for different industries. You do, however, need to be super careful when you're using exact match anchors, as you can over-optimize the site very, very quickly. This is especially true if your domain name has a keyword in it, as Google can potentially get confused and think you're building exact match anchors when in fact you're just building branded links. For example, if your site is called carpet.com and you start building tons of links to your site with the anchor text saying carpet, this can very easily be misinterpreted that you are building links with exact match anchors. If your domain does have a keyword in it, be sure to pay close attention to that and avoid exact match anchors even more.